Nicholas Miller here with the DIY movies, and today we're talking about as you saw by my little nifty intro. No, not really, I just did that in about 10 minutes. I know it's really bad. Basic red texture with a portal to teaser trailer in the middle. It's not really the best, but oh well. Okay, so this is so far your insight guide on Portal 2. I'll be talking about, well, basically some of the testing elements the new testing elements, I should say, in Portal 2, and also just a little bit of the story. Okay, so Portal 2, well, now let's go back to Portal 1. At the end of Portal 1, you defeat, or basically kill, Gladys, the big giant computer that hangs from the wall and has been making probably, how long did Portal take place? I don't know, few hours? Making those few hours of your day a living hell. Well, you kill her at the end of Portal, and then you fly up out of the roof, end up on the Portal parking lot. You end up on the Aperture Science parking lot, and you're knocked out. And then in Portal 2, you will wake up about 100, 200 years in the future. Many generations. I don't know how long Shell survived. Probably she was in a cryogenic sleep. No one really knows. And now, well, you have woken up and, I don't know, probably you go back to the Aperture Science Center, or probably you're still in the Aperture Science Center. I don't really know. The endings of the games, ending of Portal and the beginning of Portal 2 don't really match up to me, but oh well. Okay, so you wake up, and the first thing, well, the first person you meet, it's not really a person, but you meet I'm calling it the personality module, or you could just call it personality sphere, whatever you want. It's kind of like the logic sphere, which told you the cake recipe, but this guy, he talks, he seems pretty nice, he sounds kind of like a mix of Canadian and Australian, just saying. And you guys go to, well, GLaDOS's resting place, and you find that she's putting herself back together, and that she's actually putting the labs back together. And then the gameplay cuts off at that, so you know, I can't really tell you much about that, but I do have a lot to say on the new kind of testing environments, or extra testing things. Sorry I have to read this off, but the names are pretty long. Okay, the first things are the extraction funnel. The extraction funnel, I know these things are, just remember, don't really know the names. The extraction funnel is kind of like a grav lift, or a tractor beam, you could say. Once you go down into the tractor beam, it really slows gravity down, and you're being kind of pushed along the tractor beam's current. And you can use your handheld portal device to create other portals, and the extraction beam will go through those, so you know, it could really lead to a lot of different gameplay. Then you have your aerial faith plates. Those are they're kind of like big mechanical trampolines. You jump onto one, then it launches you across, you know, a specific I don't know how, an area, you could say. And then you just bounce to other places. And then there is the thermal discouragement beam, which is basically like a big laser that will really hurt you, and you could manipulate the laser's, well, shooting area by these little Aperture Science weighted storage cubes, except they're not really meant for storage, but they have a set of mirrors in there that allow you to manipulate the beam, and they can really do a lot of damage if you aim them at the right things. Now you have your I don't know how to say this, humidic delivery vent, which is kind of like a big vacuum, and you could just plot a portal right under the vacuum chamber, and then plot another portal, let's say at a group of turrets, and they'll be sucked in and into the vacuum. Now you have kind of the neater things. You have your, I'll just start with the propulsion gel. It's an orange gel that basically goes on the floor, and when you run
I think the DS Playbox 360 is so awesome, it could even make you famous. Like me. Woo! I love the DS Playbox 360. It can